Peace. This is A&B, African Man Born on the Culture Speaks, a true hip hop podcast for those who live it. Let's get into it.
I am hip-hop culture, predator the vultures. Rappers getting high, spitting lines, I be sober. Never need an entourage, Pando who holds us down when I come around. Massachusetts soul child, say me in your masu. Knowledge will surpass you. Silly rap crews, walking shady as they move. I am the God man, I be living in the proof. I be teaching all the youth on the elements they use. Turn the television off, all the government is plotting on our sons, and we disrespect our daughters as we living in the slums, and we stay.
Peace. This is A&B, African Man Born on the Culture Speaks, a true hip hop podcast for those who live it.
Make decisions like a grown man and plan my future up for the unity to take it over. Gather everyone. This is who I am as I'm representing hip hop. I will take a stand while I'm representing hip hop. Gotta be my best as I'm representing hip hop. God in the flesh as I'm representing hip hop. This is who I am as I'm representing hip hop. I will take a stand while I'm representing hip hop. Gotta be my best as I'm representing hip hop. God in the flesh as I'm representing hip hop.
Welcome back to the Culture Speaks, a true hip hop podcast for those who live it. I'm Dr. A&B, African Man Born. All right, bringing you episode 4. All right, so we got into culture vultures, right? And we were talking about how the music industry, and I gave you a little brief history on what culture vultures are, what they look like. You've read about them in your history books. You've read about the Spanish American War. You've read about the Indian American War. You've read about the Alamo. All right, you read about how slavery came about and how slavery kind of started actually in Europe. You know what I'm saying? The first slaves came from Europe. All right, people that live off of other people's lives, culture, and they even changed it and even killed them off, to kill the indigenous off for their gain. You know what I'm saying? That's culture vulture and stuff. That's like, it's like I'm taking from you to develop my lifestyle and to better my lifestyle and to do for me, with no regard for how it affects the future of your lineage. That's culture vulture stuff. And see, like things like when it comes to music industry, you're living off the blood, sweat, and tears of artists. All right, Taylor Swift, she's fighting in court for better payouts, and she's like the top artist right now. You know what I mean? She's the top artist right now, and she's fighting for artists to get paid. Really, she's fighting for herself to get paid because her dad pretty much sold her music off without her permission, and there's a whole bunch of crap that goes on with that. But so she's not really fighting on behalf of black artists or white artists. She's fighting on behalf of herself, and I don't expect her to fight on any other behalf than herself, because this is what she does. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about the music industry, there's like people like David Eck, who is the CEO of Spotify. He will constantly lie to people and say that we are partners with the artists. We are partners with the artists. And when you sign up for Spotify, you are not, you know what I mean? Like when you do Spotify for artists, you have to have a subscription to be a Spotify. Like you have to have a subscription to something, which means you can either use one of the distributions that they use, which is TuneCore. You can use DistroKid. You can use United Masters, which is what I have. You can use, all of these different platforms to put your stuff on, unless you're connected to a record label that has those, like Empire Records and others. Because now record labels are becoming digital companies. They're becoming tech companies. They already started becoming techno companies. As soon as Napster got sued for what they did, which was pretty much distribute your music for free and make it available, then you had LimeWire. All of these places got attacked. Then you had, people that decided, well, let's regulate this thing. And then what they do is regulate it, and then you don't get paid. It was better for you to sell CDs and records and tapes. That's why certain artists that I associate with actually still sell CDs, records, and tapes. And I'm included. I sell CDs, records, and tapes. You know what I mean? So what happens is, when you don't sell online, you stream. Streaming is pretty much a subscription thing where you can fucking play the music for free, and fans don't have to pay for the actual album. They can actually listen to the whole album if you have it set up that way on YouTube or on Spotify or on iTunes or on Deezer or on Google or on Tidal, any platform. And a lot of times when they pay the subscription fee, and then what ends up happening is that you end up getting your music played for free, which they give you. Certain ones pay you so little that it's ridiculous. Doesn't even make sense unless you have a huge Drake type of fan base. You know what I'm saying? Or a Jay type of fan base, or a Nicki Minaj type of fan base, where your streams actually count for some type of money, but it's definitely not as much money as you was when you was just selling CDs and tapes. You know what I mean? Which is why record labels back then, they sold your shit for like they sold it for like $10 or more. You would only get like 7 cents a CD. All right, to get your stuff played on the radio, you was getting paid like 5 to 7 cents a radio spin. All right, Spotify, you get your stuff played on Spotify. One stream accounts to 0.0003 third of a penny or something like that. That is ridiculous. This is what I mean by culture vultures. David Eck is a culture vulture. He's a thief. He's a billionaire. And what did he really do other than create a platform to steal from artists? And we use these platforms because we're kind of in a rock and a hard place, because it's like all of the distribution companies use it. You know what I'm saying? So when your stuff is being played, you're not getting what you put into it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I wanted to get into the whole copyright thing. These are one of the reasons why copyrights are created. Trademarking is created because of culture vultures, but then people can still even do that with loopholes. So I'm going to read to you what I found about copyright. A copyright is a type of intellectual property that gives the creator of an original work or another right holder the executive and legal secured right to copy, distribute, adapt, display, and perform a creative work, usually for a limited time. The creative work may be in the literary, artistic, educational, or musical form. Copyright is intended to protect the original expression of an idea in the form of a creative work, but not the idea itself. So pretty much any work that you put that's tangible is being created once you copyright it. But the idea itself, you can't really copyright an idea. So let's say I have a song, and this actually happened to me too. I created a song called In Your Face back in 2012 for the MC album. All right. That's one of my popular songs for people that are actually fans. That's one of the songs that people listen to. That song, I got a lot of buzz for that in 2012 into 2013, and even all the way up until now, I get a lot of buzz for that song. But in 2014, some dude, he sent a message on my Facebook talking about I'm a sue you or some shit like that for copyright infringement because you took my idea for that song In Your Face. I had a song called In Your Face and it was the same idea as yours. And I'm sitting there like, well, you can't sue for that. You know what I'm saying? And these are the reasons why you have things like copyright infringement. You have like legal lawyers, and you have all these things because people cannot sue for ideas. You can't sue if you have the same idea I have, right? If it's not in a tangible work, and then at the same time, if it's a tangible work, right? You can't sue if it's not the same thing. If you can't, like literally, if I took your song and sampled it and didn't clear it, then you could sue me. It's a tangible work that I took from. But you're saying that you came up with the same idea and then you want to sue me for it when those are my words and my creation. You know what I'm saying? That came out. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and he didn't know what he was talking about. He never sued me because he can't. And then at the end of the day, it was like, Like you sound weird. These are other forms of culture vultures. People that say that you stole from them and all this other stuff. A lot of times you didn't steal from them. There's no idea that's original. When you look at the song that Nas did back in 2002, he said, "No idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, it's how it's done. What you base your happiness upon. Material, women, and large paper. That means you inferior, not major." There's no idea that's original. You would like the only thing that you could say is that you took my song that I put out first. That's the only thing that's really like you could do. And at the end of the day, I'm the one that put out In Your Face. You never put out In Your Face. You got mad because you seen a person with a song called In Your Face, and people was responding to it, and then you got upset, and then you want to come at me, and you don't even live in Massachusetts, right? You don't live in New York, because these are places I was going to. Right? And come on, man. So these are other forms of culture vultures where people try to like say that you stole, and then they really want to steal the money that you made from it. I didn't make I made money, but come on. Even if whether I made millions of dollars off that song or only made like a fraction of the money, right? The thing is, you cannot sue for, you know what I mean? You can't sue for an idea. You know what I mean? You can only sue for the creative work. And there's copyrights in place for that. And if you really had felt so strongly about that type of song, you should have put the song out. But I didn't know. I don't even know who you are. I don't remember the guy's name. You see what I'm saying? So that's other forms of culture vulture stuff. So on the next segment, I'm gonna talk more about how the music industry and the artists are part of the culture vulture. And you might be surprised because it's not just white artists. That's easy for a lot of black folks to say, that white artists are culture vultures, white artists are guests, and all that stuff. That's easy to do, but it's only easy because of the vast racism that's out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you some names, and you're probably gonna be upset, and I don't give a fuck. If you're upset, it's a podcast. You ain't gotta listen to it. Go to another podcast. All right? So with that being said, I'll see you on the next segment. Peace.